Okay, I'm live and I'm back, and I'm sorry, but it completely threw me off. And so, since I have my phone in hand, let me give you a very quick tour of the office. Um, and it's still messy. I'm sorry for that. So, if you came through the front door, you would see everything, just absolutely everything. And so, what I have in the office here is up in the top basket is empty packages, and then I have two empty sorting containers for the beads for when I get to the sorting. And then this is the donation of caps for the plastic. I'm not going to take you through everything, but this is that donation you just saw from Lizzie that I need to get listed on Etsy. The sip straws that I just had, an inspiration book that one of the founders brought here. When I say one of the founders, there's three of us who did all the paperwork for the organization. Two empty cigar boxes for storage. And so a lot of what you see in here is a combination of empty and full. And I'm sorry if I'm making you seasick. Down here are the beads that need to be sorted. And then I have pill cases that Dress for Success received as a donation, had no purpose for, and I said, oh my gosh, I could totally use those pill cases to organize beads and mail them off for people as kits. I can't really store anything up here in this blue bin because that blue bin, as you can see, I put it up too high. And let me see if you can see. It came down on my forehead. Wasn't any big deal, but it was a loud crash, a little bit embarrassing, and kind of kooky. And so then this is going to be sent to somebody to make a junk journal. These are the cards that you saw in a previous donation. I'm going to use this twine in some of the kits. Some of the twine's already been used. This is how some of the rolls come from Walgreens. This bottom few shelves. Hi, Scotty. This bottom few shelves, they're going to be how I make the junk journal kits. I just brought in some scrapbooking paper from my house this morning. I have a little bit more that I'm going to bring in for the junk journal kits because I like using scrapbooking paper as well. Then I have on this shelf, or these two lightweight shelves. And here's what's bad, is when I first got these from Dress for Success, they're cardboard shelves, I got so excited because I was thinking, because they used them to store bras. Bras are lightweight and it wasn't going to hurt anything that they're cardboard. But I was so excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go to the domestic violence shelter and, hi! And so when I got the... the shelves, okay, I lost my train of, oh, I remember. So I had the idea, don't they remind me of when I was a little girl and I made my own handmade dollhouse? Isn't that what it reminds you of? And I have three of these. Hi, retired and prepping. I'm in Florida, by the way. And then you have stuff that I haven't finished going through yet. And I put this down on the bottom to be heavy and safe. All of my shoe boxes that you see on these shelves are empty except for one. Let me see, there you go. All the shoe boxes are empty except for one. The shoe boxes were given by DSW. These are the stamping kits that were mailed that you saw in a previous video. This is Lizzie's journal. What I'm going to do is make this shelf for the stuff coming in that goes for the auction. These boxes are magazines, and they're almost all the exact same magazine. There's a local magazine company that offered to give me the, I think it's like 50 of the same magazine or something like that. That way, if I did a series with the people locally, I can show them how to, you know, turn the magazines into a, what is the word I'm looking for? Into their own art journal. So in order to help cover the cost of this, oh yeah, I'm just going to say it, this stupid office because I really don't need this office. Florida required me to have a business address, and this was about as inexpensive as I could get for a business address. And so to cover the cost of the office, my husband's going to start selling books on Amazon. That way it's not coming out of our pocket every month. And then I have just a few binders because I'm probably going to have to do some filing. And then you can see some stuff. This is the scrapbook paper. This is the stuff I just brought from my own house. These two bins, one of them is, one of them's empty, one of them's full, and then the stuff sitting on top, including the lovely pasties, are all stuff that I need to put onto Etsy. I need more hours in a day. I do. What you see on that bottom shelf, which I didn't show you, is, do you see my bin of yumminess? So my husband, this is my bin of yumminess. So my husband and I are going to go and fill the jars with paint and the spray bottles with alcohol inks. And so those jars and the spray bottles, that'll be really, really nice. So I can't wait to get those mailed out. What else do I need to show you in here? Oh, here's the other side of the office that you can't see. I have these folders I picked up for next to nothing that are going to be used for, something, because if it sits still, it can be painted. And then those two filing cabinets are just filled with office supplies. And the point of having those filled with office supplies is just that office supplies are kind of easy to, hold on one second, let me get this so I can see chat again. Yeah, office supplies are so easy to turn them into a art tool, whether or not you're painting on it or mixed media or whatever. And I'm sorry, you need your sunglasses every time you talk to me. Oh, you want to see something cool? Do you guys see the globe in the corner? Isn't that beautiful? It was a retirement gift to my husband when he retired from, we both worked at the same company, when he retired from that company. So I'm going to get this live so I can see chat again. And then I'm going to spin you over and finish going through. I hope I don't turn you upside down. I might turn you upside down. I think I did. Oh, I didn't. Woot woot. I could peek at you again. Okay, so I have this backwards, but I'm just not going to care that I have this backwards. Okay, I am going to care that I have it backwards. Ugh. A dedicated something would be nice, but I'm not going to do that because why? I don't feel like it. Now you're looking at the ceiling, aren't you? Oh, did I just do that again? I'm such a dork. I am so laughing. I don't do the live thing well. Now you see why I need to do the editing of the videos, because that's just where I'm going to have to stick. The live thing, I'm just a dork. So now, no, Jane, let us not dare call again. Oh my gosh. Now I can see the chat. Now I can get back to the box. And now you realize I really am a dork. So when you turned your leisure crafting into a home-based business, you just, oh, see, it's different because we're a nonprofit. That's a 501c3, and it wasn't even Florida business that required me to do it. It was the Department of Agriculture in order to ask for donations in the state. And so it's a little bit different. Opening a business, I've had businesses in Florida in the past, and that's a breeze to open a business. But the nonprofit laws are a little different. And, you know, I'm kind of okay with it being more difficult, to be honest with you, because it should be difficult to go ask for donations and prove you are who you are. But back to Jane, my darling Jane. So you'll just have to help explain. For some reason, every time I say the word explain, Lucy, You know, you got some splaining to do, Jane, if we have, because I'm about to go through your jewelry, and you said something about wanting to look at that and help there. So just remember there's a little bit of a delay. So we have more fabulous cards. I'm not, yeah, that's so cute. You know me. Happy better late than never birthday. That's cute. Have a great vacation. I like the texture of this. That feels vintage. Oh no, you know what it is? That feels like watercolor paper. Oh, you didn't make those. They're still cute, Jane. Wait. Oh, I need tinier fingers. I've never seen it where it's the, well, you know, that's just a waste of money from a finance person perspective. For that box to be inside out and outside in. I don't know why they did. Oh, no, that's a great savings because it depends on how you fold it and tape it. Yeah, never mind. That's a good idea. One's express and one's just regular priority mail. All right, what do we have here? Borderline Designs, the complete station. Oh, so now you guys know why I have it organized the way I do. Because I have a Junks Journal station now, and isn't this great? This stationery is going to go straight away to the Junk Journal section. First Lessons in Drawing and Painting. Now I'm debating in my head, do I want to send the whole book, because I have another one of these on the shelf. Do I want to send the whole book of drawing instructions to the individual? Here's the other book I have, but the cover's missing. It's one of my mom's books, actually. And it gives instructions. So do I want to do it page by page? In this one, I might need to do it page by page if it's ripped. Or send the whole book to a new artist. I'm kind of leaning towards whole book to a new artist. Wait, is there fun stuff right there? Oh, there's fun stuff right there. How cute is that? I'll leave that in. All right. Let me know if you need me to zoom in a little bit closer. Don't worry, that part I don't mess up because I'm not flipping the camera around. Just cut up and reuse. Oh, pulling out safely. I have a plate for this, actually. No making fun of my plates. These also came from Dress for Success. What happened was they had to reduce how many things they had in one of their units. And the lady I met that runs the nonprofit, a very, very kind lady, she said rather than just giving all of it to Goodwill, she wanted to sort through and give some of it to us. And then one of the founders, his fiance volunteers for Dress for Success. Woo! Lost only one. That was good. All right. But I thought to myself, how am I going to use these plates? Now I know. Oh, those are cool. Scotty, this is where you come in. When I was going through jewelry recently, oh wow, these are stunning. Oh, Jane, that is a great idea. A reference for a classroom. And not only that, the nice thing about using it as a reference is we can do one piece at a time for the local classes, you know, one section, and practice on one or two things. So yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you, Sue. I'm so bad with knowing what things are. So these are just fun shinies. Sorry, I was spinning the shiny for way too long. And I'm going to give you this plate up close so you can see the detail inside here. And then She had said to me that some of the elastic in these were not as durable as it ages over time. Gosh, these are pretty. Oh, I like this one. Disco, anyone? That would be fabulous. So Jane just had her eyes worked on yesterday. And for those of you who are not going to have the opportunity to read the chat, I'll start reading what she says. And I just shook the camera twice. Sorry about that. I'll start reading what she says. But she said some of these might be vintage. Okay, no laughing at me. Swarovski crystals. Oh my gosh, that would be a great idea. Is Winn-Dixie closing down altogether? Oh, I will definitely be cutting these apart, Jane, because I'm not sure I can full on. I'm just going to try to spread it out on the plate. Oh goodness, if I can. So I'll be cutting these apart and then having a sort fest. Oh, I love the ones that clip like this. The enclosures. Okay, now it's all sorted, and I'm going to give you a spin. This type of donation is fabulous because, as you saw, I like to send a little bit of jewelry, not with every single kit, but a little bit of something for them to be inspired by. Look at that closure. I love stuff like that. The seed bead work is gorgeous, isn't it? That is stunning too, Jane. I don't know if you guys can see, but it feels like mermaid looking seed beads. And I'm going to just delicately set these ones, oops, I knocked you again. These ones on this plate. Oh, one just wanted to stay. Oh, so they're in bankruptcy. Maybe it's because of their name, Dixie. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we do have a store that already closed not too far from where we're at, but their sale prices were really out of this world, and they had hired someone to manage the closure of the store, and so they probably already bought it at a discount. And when I did stop by that particular store, I assumed it was only that store closing. And wow, Jane, look at this. Oh, I like those bead caps. You guys see that? So you guys are going to laugh at me, and I hope my husband doesn't actually watch this video, but I've been feeling bad because I've been kind of neglecting my husband time. And so today for lunch, instead of doing a normal lunch where you go and you just eat like normal people do, we scurried and had a breakfast style lunch and then went and played putt-putt. And so we went putt-putt golfing just after lunch, just right down the street from our house. And these are so cool, Jane. Look at this. I mean, I don't know if you guys are getting that same effect, but that is cool. I don't know who S.E. Grocers is. Oh, wow, Jane, did you mean to send this? Let me know if you didn't mean to send that. And you can PM me, you don't have to say that here. Beautiful. All right, these I can probably just stick back in safely. You know, wouldn't it be easier if we all were just able to hang out in the same room in the same city and I wouldn't have the anxiety of doing a live and that awkwardness? Then you guys would really know how quirky I am. Quirky, dorky, goofy, whatever the word is of the day, that word. Can you imagine the crafting bonanzas we would have too? How cool that would be? Oh, lordy. It would be like innovation of the crafters. All right. You know, tissue paper, I'm automatically putting into the junk journal shelf. Oh, I obviously opened the wrong box first. And I don't know if you guys saw my other... Oh, speaking of that, so Jane says smaller papers can be used for die cuts. I totally agree. And you sent some nice thick paper too. Can I read this online, Jane? I'll set it aside until you say yes or no. I won't read it and make everybody wait on me. So these are great for texture stamps. That's fabulous. And I am excited to be able to send paints. And what's nice about giving people the opportunity to do texture stamps and the paint is there's nothing more serene than just making painty papers. And once they get to adding the texture, oh, this is a good idea, Jane. Once they get to adding the texture and making their painty papers, it's just another version of heaven. Oh, it's travel paper. Oh, that's great. Hey, maybe the next cassette journal kit will be travel. That would be a good one. You know, make it, instead of being a chubby cassette journal, which I went through that earlier, Jane, your journal is fabulous and it's going in the auction. Again, everyone that wasn't here earlier, the auction will be August 20th. All things that are mailed to be sent into the auction to be received by August 15th, and I'll run a video playlist on my channel that just says auction. Or, you know, some title like that. I think I already created it, but I don't recall. But that's a great paper pad. Beverage bling. Quick and easy peel and stick. Oh, flip-flops. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, and these beautiful stamps. Indonesia. Sojourner. Oh. I just want to open them and flip through them all, but my videos would be 65,000 hours long if I went through every single thing. But look at how fabulous they are. Canceled stamps. Oh, that is a cool stamp. Oh, that is so cool. So this is going to go in with the junk journal kits. I like that things like this can be buy one, give one. And if you guys want, instead of me putting the whole kit together, maybe I could do small amounts where you buy the things you want, but I just worry about figuring out the shipping thing. I like your hidden paper clip, Jane. That is a great sample. It's definitely flip-flop season here. A corner rounder. Oh, I have the same one at home. I love this punch. Oof, killing my head. Care we would lack sleep and coffee shops would be rich. Wouldn't that be true, Sue? Oh, smacks. Oh, Susan, If you're driving home, you better not be texting. Oh my gosh, Jane, this is a fabulous punch. That's so cool. Oh, I'm so happy. Like I said, I really want to get to making these thank you cards, and I'm sorry that I don't even already have them out. I just want to make a joke. These are, anyway, I'm not gonna. So these are metal studs. They're fabulous though. So I'm deciding whether to put this, I'll decide later, but deciding whether to put that onto the jewelry making supply, but more likely the junk journal supply. It's nice to have some metal things in the junk journal supplies. I have a fondness for metal things. This I could probably cut into different pieces too. And if you guys have never used this, and it feels like shelf liner, maybe I'm wrong, but oh, I didn't know that big box stores love donating seasonal shelving displays. I didn't know that. I'm going to be sending out the supplies for a couple of the disabled to make their own jelly plates. And so when I send the stuff for their own jelly plates, I'll send a couple of these items, Jane, with the jelly plate kit. And when I say jelly plate kit, the gelatin and, you know, whatever else goes pre-measured for them so they don't have to worry about it. And I'll give them the choice. They don't have to use my recipe for the gelatin on whether or not it's my recipe or the one that does not have sugar. That definitely, I'm debating on whether or not that's texture or a cover. I'm going to say texture. Look at all these fabulous texture. Oh, that's a fun texture too. And it's a good lesson for anyone who's new to crafting that there's art in everything all around us. Ooh, calligraphy pens. I haven't had anyone yet actually show interest in doing penmanship. So if you're a artist and you're watching this, let me know if you're into lettering. I couldn't think of the word lettering. Oh, hi, Renee. You know, Mary was looking for you earlier because you are one awesome, awesome lady. I was only able to catch the very first part of Mary's. Why am I opening this? Oh, I saw you playing the result of what you were playing with, Jane. This is fabulous. I love Prismacolor. I don't know if they're the cheap ones or not the cheap one. Now I gotta open this because I gotta know what's in it. Wow, you have some cool supplies you've sent in here. I mean, these are fabulous. Insanely fabulous. So for someone who wants to do some blending and learn to do drawing, this is awesome. And it's more than one someone, by the way. So I wouldn't call what I do calligraphy, but because now I just do swoopty, swirly cursive, pretty much. Another beautiful hidden paper clip. And then your travel film strips. How fun. Oh, these are great. So you did say I can use these things however I wish. And I gotta tell you, these are not, unless I bent them, and I would not want to bend them, these are not going to fit in my normal envelopes. So I'm going to have to come up with a local solution for these guys, or just cut them. I don't want to cut them because they're too cool. Or they could be folded. Yeah, they could be folded and put into the journal straight up the way they are. That could happen too. So I'm just sharing those ideas with you guys, because when I think out loud and forget what I said, I sometimes come and watch my own videos. How goofy is that? Plastic frame, antique gold, 3 pieces. That would be fun to do glossy accents on the inside. I could send a little activity kit with that one. These clear cut frames, more travel funness. Oh, these are great. So these, Jane, I'm going to be putting into, and now you can see the back. I'll put these ones, yeah, I got to come up with a good traveler's kit. And I think it's going to be a good size book where it's all the stuff you need to fit into a hardcover book. All right, let's go for a bigger junk journal kit, and this will be my inspiration. Just like my hat was the inspiration on another one. So thank you, Jane, for getting that started. Ooh. So instead of being one single book, these book pages will act as covers. I'll pick up some more of these or just send some string with that. Oh, and you have another one of these. I love these pages, Jane. Just, if somebody, oh my gosh, look at that. He looks so young in that picture. So, yeah, these, you could just do one page and make a ton of little clusters where your cluster focal point is one of these stamps. More metal studs. No joking, Susan. We're behaving now. Head Over Heels mini album, and it's a camera. How cute is that? Well, this will definitely be one kit, one person, because it's too perfect the way they layered it. Oh, that's good stuff, and it's automatic, no effort on my part. That's so cool. Pre-done tags. Thank you so much, Jane. This is cool. This is cool because I can spread these around for the people who definitely do not have any ink at all. And I always call them ink. I know they're ink pads, but so for the people who don't have stamp pads, instead of sending all of this to one, I'll spread them around because there's quite a few who don't have any ink pads. That's on their list. You trying to say something, Jane? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, did you make this as a book? You did. Hold on, I don't want to tangle myself here. This is beautiful. Oh, you painted on 2 of the tags. Did I miss something? Oh wow, this is just beautiful. And yes, I do have a fondness for scrapbook paper. I'm sure it's not a surprise to you guys. Naughty or nice, all welcome. That could be a show's logo. Oh, I'm sorry, I was off screen for a bit. I was too close to the camera. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Well, Jane, that was a good one. That is definitely a book of inspiration. Could use this as a sample and make something similar using Christmas cards. I actually have a lovely stack of Christmas cards that I've collected over the years of my own. And can use Christmas cards and Christmas wrapping paper and Christmas scrapbook paper to have everybody create their own like that. Oh, that is a good erasing shield. Send that with the pens. Come on, you know you want to fit in there. There we go. Pencils. I meant to say pencils. Oh, that's a great idea. That can go into the auction instead. I'll take pictures of it so I can use it as a sample though. But yeah, that's a great idea, Jane. Thank you. Oh, and I don't know if you saw this earlier, Jane, but I'm going to be putting these in the auction as well because I love me some Tracy. She's amazing. And so, and I have some earrings to go into the auction. And I just love the way she wire wrapped them. Five gift tags. Oh, these are the ones you... Oh my gosh, Jane, you... Wow. Look at this, everyone. I don't do tiny, and that's fabulous tiny. And you challenge yourself with your eyesight challenge. So, and there's the other one she painted. Oh, that is so cool. So cool. And last, oops, I almost said last but not least, but there we go. We have two. Merry Christmas. You know, every day feels like Christmas these days because I'm giving and receiving every single day, and it just feels like Christmas. Hey, girlfriend. Who are we girlfriending? I'm not catching up here. So Michelle Scott, I'll catch you up really, really quick. The lovely Jane Sasselos made a donation, and I went through 2 of the boxes today. 57,000 boxes from her yesterday. I don't remember how many boxes, but it was a lot of boxes that she had bought things from Amazon, and they even packed boxes inside of boxes with Amazon. And so this is a massive donation from Jane. And I thought it would be fun to do one on a live because I'm still practicing how to do the live. I don't know how you ladies do that without looking dorky. Look at this. I'm not even drinking coffee. Maybe that's my problem. And yes, I drink my water out of mason jars because, as you know, I'm a dork. Renee, that really was such a lovely gift. So Renee gave Mary a, what do you call that big punchy thing, looks like an alligator? And it was so thoughtful. I've never seen that before. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, well, I think my voice has run out of things to talk about. So you guys want to just sit and chat for a second, or do you want to be done with me bugging you guys this morning? So Michelle, I don't know if I've ever talked with you about this, but when I bought that fabulous Great Gatsby from you, which if you guys have never seen Michelle's tomes, the Great Gatsby tome. Let me see if I can get this without looking like a dork here. I'm gonna move you again, guys. Did that work? I don't know. Why didn't I just think to turn it that way before? I don't know. So there's a little bit of a delay, so I can't even tell if I'm on the screen. Oh, there we go. So Michelle's Great Gatsby tome was amazing, and when I flipped through it, the whole time, I was just enamored with the way it felt, the weight of the book, the pages in the book, the detail on each of the pages, and then the balance of writing space versus prettiness. But by the time I got to the end of it, I had decided, between my husband and I, we have a lot of children. A basketball team with someone on the bench, and which is 6. Like the Brady Bunch, I suppose, is a different way to say that. But when we, well, you know, I can't see the chat this way. And so when I went through the tome from her and I get to the end, what happened was I had just decided. I have someone in the family, one of the girls, who would absolutely love journaling in it. And so I would feel guilty if I kept it to myself, knowing how much she would love it. And so I've shipped it off to her. And I am as excited about ordering it, receiving it, and flipping through it. Now I'm just as excited about her receiving it Friday. So she's probably going to get that journal on Friday, and which will be a great big holy smacks to her, because the only handmade book I've ever given to her was a business style leather cover traveler's notebook that is very, very professional looking, and it had all kinds of professional pages in it. None of my kookiness built into, which, I mean, she knows I'm a little bit kooky, but none of that exciting interactive element of a journal. And so I'm kind of excited that she's going to get your journal, Michelle, and so thank you for helping me to make her day. That'll be cool. Oh, I love you too, Amberly. So now I got to look at chat, and you're going to see me not looking at you when I'm looking at chat, because I got too many devices over here. I'll show you. Does that show you? I don't know. There you go. So this one was for when I was going to make my phone call with Jane. People say they want to see setups, right? And it's just sitting on, you know, like a display easel thing. And then this one is how I'm reading your chat. And, you know, I've not been to Scotland yet. I got distracted. So I'm going to sit here for a second, and you're going to look at my chat while I'm reading the chat. Oh, wait, I usually keep my chat private. So I guess that's not keeping it private, huh? So with that, I don't know, I'm kind of done talking. Are you guys done talking? I don't know. The brain needs to put all this stuff away, and the brain realizes it's getting late. Smacks, Dawn, you're going to Scotland in the end of September? Let me be your sister. Let's all just hop into Dawn's suitcase and go to Scotland with her. That's what I say. Okay, who wants to know about the foundation and the auction? I'm sorry, let me catch up. And you're gonna see me bend over and try to read these. Here we go. Wouldn't it be smarter if I just moved my PC? Technically, it's an Apple, so it's not a PC, right? Is it still a PC if it's an Apple? I don't know, but I just knocked something over. Now, I've got it in front of me, and I've got you right here. And now, I've got it figured out. Okay, so here's how it goes, Michelle. I live with a permanent migraine. It doesn't go away. It doesn't go, so imagine if you've ever had a migraine in your life, you have a certain pain level. I always have that certain pain level. Well, sometimes that pain level goes crazy. And when that pain level goes crazy, the only thing that seems to get me through is crafting. Well, this December was a tough December, a really tough December. There was not a lot of sleep. I don't take any medications. I do take antibiotics if I have an infection, like when I had bronchitis. But yeah, I don't take any pain medications. I don't take any medications for my emotional state. I find that it's just, for me personally, emotionally, is better not to take them. I can't handle the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows, so I have to have some sort of a constant. December was so tough that I spent so much time crafting, and as the month came to a close, I went searching to see if there really was a science to it. And I'm always looking up different kinds of medicinal journal kind of goofy things like that, or it doesn't even have to be medicinal. I'm always researching something. Well, I found out that there really is a science behind when you create art, and in the process of creating art, it improves the overall well-being. And I decided at that moment, I'm going to start a nonprofit foundation, and I'm going to teach other people how to create art, because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten through December. And getting goosebumps still thinking about the time period and how much has happened in such a short period of time. I mean, we're only in June, and the foundation went from dream state in January 3rd of I'm going, you know, I've decided I'm going to do this, to we're an approved 501c3, and what I do is I teach people how to create art. I'm not a great creator of any one particular art. I just dabble in a bunch of different things, and I try to find other people on YouTube that I can reference to the people that I teach, or just teach them at the beginning level. And there's 4 categories. The 4 categories are photography, paper crafting, jewelry making, and everything painting, with regards, to think of mixed media or oils or acrylics or watercolor and things like that. I also provide art supplies for free to the people. So picture me walking into a facility where people are going through treatments, and I come in there with tiny little card kits, and I'll make up 25 card kits, and hopefully there's only 25 seats in the treatment center, because some of them are big. Anyway, I'll make 25 card kits and have a little discussion of the things that they can do, talk with the nurses, and the card kits become available for the people who choose to do that while they can do that, things that they can do in their seats, or going to a domestic violence shelter, because even though it's not a disability in the sense of Social Security disability, it's still something traumatic that they're going through. And so Elizabeth Brewer, and I know and love Elizabeth Brewer, she donated the kits like the Native Americans made back in the day from the corn husks. So she donated 2 big heavy bags of corn husks and a ball of twine. And other people have donated the watercolors. And so for the disabled women's shelter, I'm currently packing and about to deliver, which I'm excited about, to the counselors, and then show them how to do it, and the counselors are going to do the activity with them, because they have to have a level of separation at this particular facility. But anyway, I didn't mean to go on and on, but locally and nationally we have what we call Hartists, where I create these mailing kits. I already have it in the car. So they're just a simple bag, an envelope of items that are random craft supplies in whatever area it is they're interested in. And those random craft supplies are sent to them monthly. Hopefully I can, eventually do better, but they're sent to them monthly. And if they want an application, or if you're watching this now and you want an application to become a Hartist, they send me an email. And I usually have my email or a link to the website where they can get to my email, help@disabledartist.org. And they can apply from anywhere in the U.S., and I mail kits to them once a month. And out of all the Hartists, most of them fall under paper crafting, painting, and only a couple are jewelry making so far. So if that mode of it continues, then I'm really going to have to learn to do little bits of the jewelry making in the various multimedia kind of kits, or do the jewelry making more local. I haven't done much jewelry making locally because I'm not that great of a jewelry crafter. I'm more personally in painting and mixed media, but I just went on and on and on. I'm so sorry. I should answer that a whole lot faster. But the elevator speech of it is basically we energize disabled people by teaching them to do the creative arts and providing the supplies to do so as well. And we're not just limited to Fort Myers. We're official in the state of Florida, official with the IRS, and we're deductible on taxes. I still need to get that form out there, and I really need to find some local volunteers because I'm running out of minutes in the day. But yeah, Jane, constant pain is hard. It's also a reason why I was really nervous about doing a live stream where I tell people in advance I'm going to be on at 3 tomorrow. I'm always afraid of that because sometimes it maxes out and I just get too nauseous and I can't function. But the donations of supplies, I do link my address, not all the time, but most of the time. For those of you who are Audible people, it's well, I'll just link it in the comments. Just click on the thing and I'll link it in the comments later. I have an intro video that tells about what the foundation is as well, and that's in one of my playlists under the Disabled Artists Foundation. I actually regret calling it Disabled Artists Foundation because I don't like the word disabled, and so came up with the idea of using the acronym DAFI, and instead of calling it like Daffy, calling it Defy. Like, we want to defy the odds. That's how we should think of it. And so that's it. Craft supplies are not, and by the way, for any of you in chat, I do not release the chat for public viewing. So you can say whatever you want comfortably, and it's not going to be released to the public. But when people are on Social Security disability, if they even qualify for it, some people, it takes forever to get qualified for Social Security disability, and they drain all their savings and all that stuff. And then crafting supplies are a luxury, even though it's as important as medication in my life. My husband and I were blessed to have worked for a fabulous company where we can still afford to get the craft supplies that I need. And to be fair, to me, everything is a craft supply. Everything is a craft supply. That's silly, I suppose. But anyway, but we're blessed enough that we can afford to get the craft supplies when I need to replenish something. Now, when I run out of glue, I don't have to wait until next month to go buy a glue stick. The idea that someone can be in this much pain and way more pain and not be able to afford to buy a glue stick, it breaks my heart to know that that can bring them relief. And so the auction. The auction, I am going to be asking for people to donate finished goods. And I'll just give an example. Jane donated one of her cassette journals that she finished from one of our cassette journal kits. And so if people donate finished goods, and again, my address will be down below, then I will put those finished goods on auction. When we get to August 15th, I will make sure that every one of them is in its own little playlist in the video so people can preview the items in an auction. I don't know if you guys have ever done auctions in person before, but it's nice when you have a preview of what the items are. And so I'll make sure that they're in there. We're also going to be auctioning off, in addition to finished goods. Oh, and you don't want to laugh too much because I cannot even do this with a straight face. I guess technically this would be a finished goods too, but there's rules to this. These are pasties. And so all of the submissions for the pasties, so you decorate them however you want to decorate them. Whatever, if you're into jewelry, jewel them up and make jewelry tassels or whatever it is you think of. Tracy from It's Nana's Place had the idea of doing an acrylic pour on a pair. And if you don't have access to get the pasties, I have Lynn at Glazer Bug Dolls and More offered to do a template to do the pasties. We have one very important rule. This is a PG-13 and a professional environment, so these cannot be demonstrated on an individual or any human-like form. And so, yeah, the pasties challenge essentially has been issued. All pasties must be in by August 15th. You can take as long to make them or turn them in as quick as you want. And whenever they come in, because I check my mail almost every day, whenever they come in, I'll shoot a video on whose pasties have come in. And then when the pasties come in, if they're decorated, they go up for an auction of a minimum of 99 cents in the auction. But with that said, all auction items, and if you want to send a finished good with your pasties or just a finished good or just pasties, that's all cool. Done by August 15th, and then I'll do, oh goodness, I'm not good with these lives. Then I'll do a live on August 20th. We'll do the auction in person. I'll watch the chat, and I'll keep a log, and I'll ask for someone's help to keep a log of who bid up the highest and who number 2 is in the auction. That way, if the highest flakes out, which happens sometimes, then number 2 gets it at their highest bid, not that highest bid. So don't encourage people to flake out, though, just to get it at a lower price. But that's to help us cover the cost of buying things in bulk. We do have some other things that we do need to purchase in bulk, and in addition to maintenance cost. I have a hard time going and asking for funds, so this hopefully will cover for a bit, and I can focus more on the going out and spending my time helping the people. And so I'm hoping that this could be successful in raising some funds. I don't have a huge following on the channel, but I am quite impressed that it's almost 900 people. But if you have something in the auction, and they don't have to subscribe, but if you have some subscribers, encourage them to join us to maybe bid on your item that you list in there. So, and Mary, I love your idea of what you're donating, and I haven't been looking at chat for a second because I guess when I get deep in thought, I don't look. Sue, I appreciate that. So, Mary is donating a journal of women. Well, are they naughty women? Are they well-behaved women? Actually, you told me what your inspiration was for your cover, and I can't remember that. I am looking forward to you being there, sweet Scotty. I hope you're feeling better today. And I'm looking down again. Oh, I don't know how to do it on Hangouts, Mary. I tried to do a voice call thing today and failed at that. So I gotta figure out how to be more high tech. I don't know. Oh, Women of the Follies. That's so cute. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, the follies of women. Oh my gosh. Michelle, that would be fabulous. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you haven't seen Michelle's channel and her tomes, how do you say that? Tome? We'll just call it Fabulous Book. If you haven't seen Michelle's channel and her fabulous books, then you have to check it out. I've done a few different medieval bindings in the past. I don't know if you actually bind yours in the medieval style, that's why it had that kind of curve, or if it just came from that kind of a cover. And I did it without that string tool. I did it by hand and fussing with it over and over again, but I don't have enough hours in the day to do it in the medieval style binding. Oh, tome like Rome. Thank you, Scotty. I hope you're not still driving, Scotty. You better be home and texting, not driving and texting. I like you too much to be driving and texting. Okay, or to sell on Etsy. There's another thing that I wanted to say is that in my Etsy shop, I am slow to getting things listed. And I have several videos I need to release, but I'll share with you, since I have a few of you online right now, I'll share with you the items I'm about to put on Etsy. So I think I said this already, and this will be the same price that you get it from Amazon. Actually, I think this is cheaper than you get it from Amazon. So I have 2 pair, because you never know if you're going to make a mistake. I'm going to make a mistake. So I have 2 pair of these pasties for $2 plus the cost of mailing it in an envelope. So I think I'm going to put it up there for $2.50. And you won't believe this, but in Etsy, there's actually a section for pasties. It falls under lingerie, so it's like women's clothing, lingerie, and then it says pasties. That cracked me up. I have to tell you, I was chatting with Lynn last night on Instant Message, and I was dying laughing that there was actually a category for it. Did I call you Scotty, Susan? Oh, I did it. I think that's the 3rd time I've called you Scotty this year. I've only known you this year, so I've done this 3 times. Another thing I'm going to put up for auction, and I have no idea where I got this from, but I'm going to fill this with something pretty. I don't know what I'm going to fill it with yet, but I have pretty things that should go in here, and it's just such a pretty little bag. I don't know if any of you have ever tinkered with seed beads, and I don't know how much this should go for either. But I'm sticking that little guy in Etsy because every time I go to put it in an envelope, it weighs so much, and I try to keep my stuff under 13 ounces. It does look like a peacock, doesn't it? It just makes me want to do something with it too. It's so cool. But anyway, I was thinking of just putting that in there for a couple of bucks. And I absolutely love the bag. I just want to use it to flip some, I don't know. But inside I'll put something else, and maybe let's just keep it a surprise. I'll put something really cool inside. The next thing. I know we have a lot of bookmakers, and I have to buy this for the artists anyway. And so I have waxed thread, larger amount in black, and I was thinking of doing like 3 yards of black and then 1 yard of each of the other colors, and come up with a price for that. I haven't put that in Etsy yet. That needs to go in Etsy. But I love using waxed thread, and I don't remember where I got my original book kit from. But I'm definitely gonna have, and I like the idea of having all the different colors, because you don't always want black for your spine. In fact, when I just did my tutorial on how to stitch a spine in, I should have used the white on a black spine to make it easier for people to see. Oh. You know, Scotty, Hottie, it rhymes. Maybe my brain just married you two wonderful people into one person. Although that would be fun. Could you imagine if Susan and Scotty became one person? Bet would have trouble. I think Bet would have trouble with that. Yeah. So I am going to put the link to Etsy down below. I'll put the link to the address where we accept donations down below. I'll put the link to our website down below, and I didn't finish. There was something else. But I am about to hang up here. Yeah. So you're going to find this is funny, but I have this little bag of violin charms, and I figure when you're buying something and you can just add this on, I'm afraid to charge shipping on this thing, but when you add it on, it's not any big deal. But I think it's funny that they're violins, because in my head when I saw the violins, it makes me laugh, because the violins remind you about the people who whine about the little things, and we all have big things. I've met so many of you, and we all have big things. So it's in honor of the people who have the blessing of being able to whine about the little things. That's what the violins meant to me, and I thought it was punny. Anyway, I'm going to be putting these violin charms in the Etsy. Then I have real amethyst, and amethyst as I learned, they're polished amethyst stones. I have a whole bag of them, and it's not honorable to even put them in such a cheesy bag because they are real amethyst. And they're not in crystal form, they're in polished form. And so this would be great for wire wrapping. Haven't decided exactly how much to put those in for. If anybody has any ideas, that would be great. But that's it. So with that said, I'll post all the links that you need to see below. And then if you have any questions, just send me an email. If you want to be a Hartist, it's very important. If you want to be a Hartist, send me an email and I will send you an application. The only rules that I have for being a Hartist is that you explain to me why you think you should be a Hartist with regards to you can still keep your medical information private, but you do have to have financial need because I can't just send free art supplies to everyone. And for now, a lot of it's coming out of my own pocket. I don't want anyone to feel bad about that, but I am going to have to make sure that it's something that's sustainable. And so the way that I make it sustainable is you do, in order to be a Hartist, you do have to have financial need. I don't put that rule here locally. If I walk into a center where people are getting treatments and I give everyone card kits, I don't ask for their financial needs. So yes, it's unfair, the difference between local and national, but I also don't have to pay shipping on those. So in any case, didn't mean to share and ramble on for so long, but I'm kind of done talking. Oh, okay, I'm not done for 1 second. I don't want anyone to feel like they have to contribute or feel peer pressure to contribute. I know that if you can and choose to, I greatly appreciate it, but I don't want you to feel like you have to do anything. And I'm feeling overwhelmed with how much people are shipping. Not overwhelmed in a bad way, it's just I feel guilty at the shipping cost sometimes, and so yeah, just shipping. Oh, my lovely Elizabeth Brewer. That was something else I'm putting in the Etsy is your angels, Elizabeth, and that one's going to be buy one give one. So when half the angels are gone, then I send the other half to Hartists because those are awesome. Those are really, really awesome. What else was I going to say? I forgot what I was saying because I got excited when I saw Elizabeth's name. Oh, I know what I was saying. I greatly appreciate just thoughts and prayers. I greatly appreciate if people are able to send things, and I definitely greatly appreciate if people can spread the word, whether it's to people they think should be Hartists or spreading the word to people they think might be able to help. If I know my brother Tim Holt, but if you know Tim Holt's the artist, that would be kind of cool. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be the dream if I had some fancy art company? I really need to get on that and do that. But I'm done talking. I'm just so done talking. I need more than just a cup of water to keep going. So let's just get on with this, and big hugs. And for those who are last to join, isn't this brand new logo amazing? So join me in thanking Jane for her fabulous donations that we shared earlier today, and thanking Rose, who has eye troubles, for doing such an amazing job, just truly an amazing job at this piece. I would call it artwork of this logo. The paintbrush representing us, the acronym DEFY in the middle, and the hands and the butterfly, and the heart little pun is cute. And just so we're clear, the reason the heart is purple is, think about it, Purple Heart. And we do have a plan with the vets up north in Tampa. But in any case, hugs and love all. Thank you. Love you. Ta-ta. How the heck do I turn this thing off? I'm just kidding. Oh, this is funny. It's not hanging up. You're stuck with me. You're stuck with me forever. It's just not hanging up.